What's up, fam? Welcome back to the show. Today is a different day because it's a pre-record, not a live, but it's a super important short show about what you can expect from the weekend. And I do believe that there will be a massive pump coming, but I also think that there are certain levels that you have to watch for, look for, and not necessarily trust this pump. I want you to protect yourself. Last time I said this, I know I've been ridiculed, and then we had a 15% dump on the total market cap. I do think there is a possibility of a massive shakeout happening before the inauguration. So there will be a pump, but how long it lasts, what should you look for? This is the time and this is the show. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Fefe. I bring you the best alpha from the past 24 hours for the next 24 hours, usually live on here. You can check me out on X. There is a link in the description. Subscribe to the show and come back for the next one as well. But now let's jump into it. So market is doing fine. If you look at the hourly, you'll see that some things are pumping like crazy, but also there is an undecisiveness on the market. If you look at the daily, massive pump, 20% on OKB, Move, LTC, Altcoin, Doge, 𝗙𝗘𝗙𝗙𝗙, even 𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙 is pumping. So it's like we see a massive push, and the reason why we do see that is because, and I explained this to you yesterday on the show, is because this here, a lot of people will say is a rejection, but this is actually not a rejection, but a liquidity that will be hunted. Why? Because if you go onto the daily chart, you will see, you also the daily, but rather you go onto the 4-hour chart, you will see that the structure is going like this. You have a low, you have a high, you have a low, which is a close above. So you always see the close above here. And then you have a double break. So that means that you do have this level broken from that, and this level broken from this order block. That's like a block of orders, massive sell pressure happening up there. So, and then you would consider this, a lot of retail will say, oh, this is, resistance, and if we go higher, then it's gonna go through the roof, and can happen, but unlikely. Why? Because this here did not create what defines a low level or a strong level, a resistance or supply zone, is whether it was able to create a new structural low. And if you look at this here, you will see that this is a new low. If you pull a line there, you will see that this is only a wick. Now, the wick is not a close below. Therefore, this level, this order block up here was not strong enough to create a sell-off and create a lower low, even though this could be considered a lower high. So this would be the structure. But because that didn't happen, because we did not close below here, this here is not a strong level and should not be accounted for as a strong level. Therefore, what is going to happen, a lot of people either short here or they are not long yet. So a lot of things can happen at this region. But what you can really see is, I'm just zooming here. What you can really see is that this is going to, come on, what is happening here? What you can really see here is that when this starts pushing through, liquidity will be taken. Now, whether it's going to be taken now or tomorrow or Sunday, I'm not sure yet. I'm probably going to come live on Crypto Banter. Again, this is why it's worth following me on X. If you do follow me on X, I will notify you, turn on notifications, and I will obviously update you on all this as well. But probably we're going to take this liquidity. And once we take this liquidity, we're going to look for a potential reversal area. Now, several ways you can look for potential reversal areas. Number one is you can look for fair value gaps, beginning of fair value gaps where these massive sells happen. This means that there is no interconnection between the candles, and that means that there is one market participant that actually pushes the sell here and or the market here, and these are the sellers. So this is one region, this is another region, and all the way up here we have no, that's it. These are the two levels. So we're most likely going to reject from the 3.50 between 3.57 and 3.65. If, and this is the crucial point, we're gonna pump, our bags are gonna go, and it's gonna be insanely good, and everybody will be euphoric, and there is a potential for us to break through. But if we are going to see between these levels, somewhere here, something like this, where you have a market structure shift, again, a close above on the hourly or the 15-minute chart, a close above here, above the previous level, the previous high, and a close below, close or wick below the low that created that high, I am going to close about 30 to 35% of my positions, because I do believe we are going to have a flush out. And the flush out can come, just so you know, structurally, this thing can be a lower high up here, and we can create a lower low down to the 2.95. Now, I know, and a lot of people will say, Fefe is an idiot. Ha, 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 you didn't buy. First of all, I bought. Second of all, we're up massive, massive profit. Third of all, this have happened multiple times and occasions when I warned you about this. No one paid attention. Everybody got ragged. So I'm not telling you, and this is what people also have to understand. I'm not telling you that you should sell all your positions, sell 90% of it, close before you see a confirmation, all that. I'm not saying that. I'm just telling you that if we see this play out, that we start pushing from here and we touch onto at least the 3.57 trillion mark on the total market cap, I am going to close 30 to 35% of my positions, especially the positions that are underperforming. I'm not necessarily going to cut from profit, because I do believe that obviously we are going to go higher. I do believe that the bull market is coming. Maybe it's coming now, or 2 weeks or 3 weeks from now, I don't know, but for sure it's coming. I'm 2 to 3 to 5x leverage positions. I'm not afraid of liquidation, even if we go down to the 2.95. But if I have positions that are underperforming, meaning it has very, very little profit or even in negative, those are the ones I'm going to cut, yes, in loss, because I always want to bet on relative strength. And if I have a position that is 260% in profit, like 𝗙𝗧𝗏, or I have a position that is 80% profit, like Sonium, which I both called on the show, I don't want to cut them because they have relative strength. So if you go lower here, if we see this structure, I'm going to take 30%. And the question really is, where can this really go? If you go onto the 1 hour chart, this is my next region. If, and this is crucial as well, pay attention. If you see, after we have this market structure shift here, right? If we do not close above, let me just pull this here. If we do see that the potential, the retrace is going to start, exactly. And if we are going to close below on the hourly chart, if we're going to close below this level down here, which is going to be the 3.27, I'm going to cut most of my positions. Like probably 70% of my positions I'm going to cut, because this is a decision point here. And if we come back, retrace about 50% here, we accumulate, we can wick through whatever that is, it's fine. But if we close below the 3.27 trillion on the 1 hour chart, I am going to close most of my positions. And the reason being is because then it means that we close it below a 1 hour strong low that created a new high, and we are most likely going down to the 2.95, and that is the region where I want to be getting into the market again, layering back in. Now, a lot of things will happen. Massive, 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 massive volatility. Obviously, inauguration on the 20th, so like 3 days to go. And we need to be very cautious in the market. Very important as well, do not feel the FOMO that you have to do everything now, even though there will be pumps, even though people will share screenshots. If you're not allocated already, you can play this pump. That could happen. Again, I do believe that there has to be a retrace. So like, if we don't close below here, even if we start, I would be much more happy if we didn't pump and just start coming back here, but that's not what the market structure is showing me now. If we do this, I'm very happy and layering back in. We can come all the way down. It doesn't have to hold the hour because we didn't take this liquidity, and that will serve as magnet. So I'm not worried about this. I'm only worried about this. If this happens, I'm closing here and I'm closing here. And so also remember that whatever happens in the next 3 days is going to be extreme volatile, and the 80% of the money is made in the last 20% of the bull market. So make sure that you protect your downside, make sure that you're allocating nicely, make sure that you're not over leveraged, make sure that you don't give into the FOMO. Even though if the market starts pumping now, you will have plenty of opportunities. If you still haven't, if you still didn't position yourself, you should not start now, in my opinion. Of course, you can take a small bid, but do not get wrecked. Guys, I can't update you here every single time. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come onto my X profile and I'm going to update you on there whenever, whatever happens. So if I see the market structure shift, if I'm taking profits, if I'm buying into something, if I'm layering in, I will be able to update you on X, and I'll try to come live on Crypto Banter throughout the weekend. We'll see how that goes, but this is it. There's a link in the description. Make sure that you follow me, 𝗙𝗏𝗙𝗏𝗪 over there. Guys, thank you so much for watching. It's a short one, but I felt it was super, super important to do this. Also, do not forget that we do have Funtico running still, which is an incredible opportunity for you to win potentially $3,000. It's a very simple game. It's called Funtico. You have to play this Formula Funtico game, which is a very cool mini clip-like game. And then we have a tournament here. There's a link in the description. You can enter. You get 2 tickets. And if you go onto the leaderboard, you see the first person. You just literally have to be the fastest. There is no catch. You sign up, you enroll in the tournament, and if you're in the top 300, I think, you get a ticket to the $100,000 competition. And this is the $15,000. And if you are in the top 200, you still get like $20-$30. So it's literally a no-brainer. Go on there, play the game, and let me know how it went. Guys, truly appreciate you. You can see 2 videos here that you can click on, and you can rewatch or just see other content on the channel. You can click here to subscribe. Make sure to do that. Come back next week. Follow me on X. And yeah, have an incredible, and most importantly, safe weekend. Thank you so much for watching. Truly appreciate you. And I believe I'll see you in the next one. Take care.